how mobile technology is changing the way people buy their homes. And anyone who has looked for a home in the Bay Area knows just how competitive it is right now. Well, this is what I was going to ask, is how would you characterize this? I mean, low inventory, bidding wars, blink and you'll miss it. How competitive is it right now?
It's absolute madness. The Bay Area defies all the laws of physics. Everywhere else, when I'm asked about the market, it's a very rational discussion, but here, it's madness. Everyone has money. Houses are cheap compared to the price of Facebook or Zynga or Groupon even. So it doesn't matter how much people have to pay, they're willing to pay it.
Well, it's interesting because leading up to all of these tech IPOs that we saw over the last year, everybody thought the housing market was just going to go crazy. At the same time, Facebook's IPO has struggled, Zynga has flopped. Some have done well, like LinkedIn. Has it not been as crazy as you thought it might be, or?
It would be hard to say that it's not as crazy as we thought it would be. We wondered if some of the performance problems that Zynga and Groupon and other stocks had would limit the madness, but it really hasn't. Google is doing so well, LinkedIn is doing well, Facebook is doing well. Places like Noe Valley, homes last only a few hours before they're under contract. So it seems like the madness is not going to stop. We don't know when it will.
Depressing for buyers, great for sellers. You guys have gone mobile now. You're sending mobile alerts to phones, and one of the things that you're seeing are flash sales. Tell me about these flash sales. Like a home will go on the market for just a few hours and it's gone?
Right. Well, during the last boom, 48 hours was a fast sale. Now 4 hours is a fast sale. So you have people who subscribe to these instant alerts, which come from Redfin and from other websites too, and then they can immediately act on them. With Redfin, they can push a button and say, I want to see it now. They get into the home 2 hours later and they have it under contract. So people feel this madness where they can't go to the bathroom, they can't go into a Costco, they can't go anywhere where they might not be able to respond to their cell phone because a home will sell so fast.
And you've said there's nearly 1,300 flash sales in the Bay Area in the last 6 months. My question is, though, if sellers know they can get whatever they want, why take the flash offer? Why not wait it out, bid it up?
Well, most people do wait 2 or 3 days. We just have seen more aggressive buyers recently who make these preemptive offers, who say, I will pay right now this amount of money, all cash, let's get it under contract. There's this Noe Valley home that just last Thursday hit the market. By Friday it was under contract, by Saturday it had closed. So we're not used to this, and I think our buyers aren't used to this. It's a major purchase. It should be one that you think about for at least a weekend because you're going to have to live with it for 7 years. And people just have to make up their minds fast now.
Right. The most expensive house ever sold in San Francisco recently sold to Trevor Traina, a longtime tech entrepreneur, bought it for $35 million. And by the way, that's $5 million more than it sold for about a year ago. I mean, really $5 million in a year? I mean, are we seeing also more of these just gigantic, unique purchases?
Yes. So I would say 2 years ago, there was a boom, at least in the Bay Area, for these starter homes. People wanted to get into Mountain View or Palo Alto, and so they'd be willing to pay $900,000, $1 million. The entry-level price point in those areas is still very high, and everyone wanted to pay it. Now what we're seeing is that even the highest price points, there's significant demand. So if you have a unique property, you're usually told by your listing agent that it's going to be a fluky process. It might have a buyer in a week. It might have a buyer in 6 months. There's only once in a blue moon someone who's going to come along and really want to pay that much. Now it feels like everybody and his uncle has that kind of money, and so the high-end properties are starting to move faster too.
So how many more all-cash offers or mostly cash offers are you seeing?
Well, in certain neighborhoods, it's almost all that. So I would say in Noe Valley, the Mission, some of the hipper neighborhoods in San Francisco, definitely in Pacific Heights, where there's always been money. And then if you go down Mountain View, Palo Alto, Menlo Park, the norm is cash. More than half the offers that are accepted are all cash.
So what does this mean for Redfin's business? I mean, if the housing market is going crazy, that must be good for you guys, right?
It's good. We have to work harder to get a deal under contract because sometimes we've got 15 or 20 offers we're competing against. When we represent the seller, it's easy pickings. We put the house on the market Friday and we sell it on Saturday. Just in general, we're doing really well, and we should be. If we weren't, I'd be worried.
And do you feel like mobile is the key to sort of winning that market?
I feel like it's probably the most important aspect of it, just because people stand in front of the house, they want to be able to buy it. And what's really changing about real estate is the ability to fulfill the demand quickly is so important. People don't decide which real estate agent they want to work with, they slide. They say, well, if someone can get me into the house in the next hour and a half, I don't care who it is, that's the person I want to work with. So having some digital ability coupled with our own fulfillment, our own agents, has made the difference.